menang. Lepas tu kau celebrate kau as a champion.
Nama aja pengawal aku pada itu. Nama aja bisi.
Tahukah, aku kelalu ngemaruh.
Jangan awak kaya belajar.
Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera. Anda bersama saya Odlin Katani dan pada ketika ini saya berada di Hotel Riverside Majestic Kuching bersempena dengan persidangan media Sarawak SMAC 2024 yang dianjurkan bersempena dengan Hari Wartawan Nasional Hawana 2024. Dan untuk pengetahuan semua, persidangan ini akan berlangsung bermula dari hari ini dan sehingga esok, dan persidangan ini akan membentangkan 11 topik selaras dengan tema persidangan, iaitu evolusi media dalam era digital. Dan untuk pengetahuan semua juga, persidangan ini akan dirasmikan pada pagi ini oleh Premier Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari dan Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, dan ketibaan beliau dijangka akan tiba dalam bila-bila masa saja lagi. Dan sedikit info mengenai SMAC 2024, 7 penceramah terkemuka akan menyampaikan 11 topik berkenaan, dan Persatuan Wartawan Bahagian Kuching KDJA dalam kenyataan pada beberapa hari lepas memaklumkan SMAC 2024 dianjurkan bersama Unit Komunikasi Awam Sarawak UKAS dan KDJA dengan sokongan Angkatan Zaman Mangsang, Azam Sarawak dan Business Events Sarawak. Dan pada pagi tadi sebenarnya persidangan telah pun berlangsung pada sekitar 8.30 minit pagi tadi dengan topik pertama, iaitu Balancing Act Freedom of Expression vs Responsible Online Behaviour in Malaysia, dan disampaikan oleh Suruhanjaya Komunikasi dan Multimedia Malaysia MCMC, diketuai oleh Ketua Jabatan Pusat Keselamatan Komunikasi MCMC, iaitu Saidatul Ashikin Abu Hassan. Dan bagi penceramah kedua pula, iaitu pensyarah dari The London School of Economics and Political Science, United Kingdom, Profesor Charlie Beckett pula membentangkan 3 kertas kerja, iaitu Building and Maintaining Trust and Confidence in the Media Amidst Digital Disruptions, AI for Good, How AI Can Help Journalism and Media, dan Real Life Examples of AI Applications in Journalism. Sementara itu, pada keesokan harinya pula, pada hari ini juga, Penasihat Ketua Jurulatih Media dan Komunikasi Akademi Media Singapura, Augustine Tuban, akan berbicara mengenai mobile journalism, a catalyst for social impact. Juga berlangsung pada hari ini, Profesor Madya Jaspal Kaur dari Canterbury Christchurch University United Kingdom's School of Law, Policing and Social Sciences membincangkan topik The Rights of Online Citizen Journalism and its Challenge to the Journalism Media Industry, dan Legal and Ethical Questions around AI in Journalism. Sementara itu, Munir Anam daripada Malaysian Press Institute MPI pula akan membangkitkan isu leveraging social media in engagement with the community or public, dan the rights of data journalism and AI tools. Daripada perspektif Sarawak, pensyarah urusan Borneo Adventure Malaysia, Philip Yong, akan mengupas tajuk Branding Sarawak in the Digital Age, manakala Timbalan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak Operasi, Datuk Hee Changki, mengenai the role of media in disseminating public information, Sarawak's perspective. Timbalan Menteri di Jabatan Premier Sarawak Hal Ehwal Korporat Penerangan dan UKAS, Datuk Abdul Sahidul, akan menyampaikan ucapan pada majlis penutup persidangan yang akan berlangsung pada hari ini. Dan acara perhimpunan terbesar wartawan Malaysia ini dengan kira-kira 1,000 orang dijangka hadir, 20,000 Hawana 2024 dianjurkan oleh Kementerian Komunikasi dengan kerjasama Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak dan Pertubuhan Berita Nasional Malaysia bernama sebagai agensi pelaksana. Dan perasmian persidangan pada pagi ini dijangka akan bermula pada bila-bila masa oleh Premier Sarawak dan akan disempurnakan oleh Premier Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg. Baik, antara perkongsian lain yang akan dapat saya bawakan, kita pada pagi ini juga dihadiri oleh seramai sekitar 1,000 pengawal media daripada seluruh Malaysia dan ketibaan para pengawal media telah pun dilihat ramai pada sekitar 8 pagi tadi dan juga akan berlangsung nanti Majlis Jamuan Makan Malam sempena SMAC 2024 pada hari ini. Dengan majlis tersebut akan diserikan dengan kehadiran Yang di-Pertua Negeri Sarawak Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar serta isteri Tuan Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi. Manakala majlis penutupan pula akan disempurnakan oleh Timbalan Menteri di Jabatan Premier Sarawak Hal Ehwal Korporat Penerangan dan UKAS Dato' Abdullah Saidul pada keesokan harinya. Inisiatif persidangan ini merupakan usaha Kerajaan Sarawak bagi menghimpunkan untuk semua pengamal media mendengar pandangan pakar mengenai topik yang akan dibincangkan termasuk etika kewartawanan, trend media digital dan isu keselamatan komunikasi dalam dunia Artificial Intelligence AI atau kecerdasan buatan. 7 penceramah terkemuka akan menyampaikan topik berkenaan di hadapan lebih 500 wartawan dari Sarawak, Semenanjung Malaysia, Sabah, Indonesia, Brunei dan Singapura. Baik, saya kira itu saja yang dapat saya kongsikan untuk pembukaan acara kita pada pagi ini. Kita saksikan dahulu antara VT yang telah disediakan oleh penerbit. Silakan.
Sebelum negara mencapai kemerdekaan, wartawan telah berada di barisan hadapan menggunakan pena untuk menentang penjajahan dan menyemai semangat perjuangan kepada pemerintahan sendiri yang merdeka.
Menteri Komunikasi Fahmi Fadzil berkata, utusan Melayu yang ditubuhkan pada tahun 1939 menjadi wadah kepada pemimpin nasionalis menyuarakan tuntutan mereka untuk kemerdekaan.
Sri Abdul Samad Ismail, antara pengasas utusan Melayu, merupakan tokoh kewartawanan yang memainkan peranan cukup penting dalam gerakan menentang penjajah. Wartawan seperti Allahyarham Tan Sri Abdul Samad Ismail tidak gentar walaupun berdepan ancaman sekatan, malah ugutan untuk ditangkap apabila menulis meniupkan semangat api nasionalisme pada masa itu. Justru 29 Mei telah diumum dan diwartakan sebagai Hari Wartawan Nasional atau HAWANA. Tarikh tersebut dipilih sempena penerbitan edisi pertama Akhbar Utusan Melayu pada 29 Mei 1939.
Beliau berucap pada Majlis Perasmian Pelancaran Hari Wartawan Nasional HAWANA 2024 di Atrium Utama Plaza Merdeka Shopping Centre pada Sabtu. Mengulas lanjut, beliau berkata evolusi dalam dunia kewartawanan semakin memberikan cabarannya tersendiri dalam memenuhi kehendak dan tuntutan masyarakat yang dahagakan maklumat yang kini boleh diakses di hujung jari sahaja. Ujarnya, dunia berada di era baharu dalam dunia kewartawanan yang dipacu dengan perkembangan teknologi yang pesat dan perubahan zaman.
Pada zaman digital kini, wartawan bukan hanya perlu pandai mengolah atau menulis berita. Mereka perlu memiliki kemahiran lain seperti mengambil dan mengedit gambar dan video untuk memenuhi kehendak pembaca yang kini terdiri dari pelbagai lapisan masyarakat. Justru kini terletak di bahu dan jari jemari para pengamal media sendiri untuk mengadaptasi perubahan-perubahan ini, terutama dalam memastikan cabaran yang dihadapi akan dapat dilalui dengan lebih mudah tanpa perlu mengorbankan integriti dan prinsip kewartawanan itu sendiri.
Turut hadir sama Timbalan Menteri di Jabatan Premier Sarawak, Hal Ehwal Korporat Penerangan dan UKAS Dato' Abdullah Saidul, Pengerusi Pertubuhan Berita Nasional bernama Dato' Sri Wong Chun Wai dan Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif bernama Nurul Afida Kamaluddin.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly be seated and thank you very much.
Putri Sentubuh, putri secinta, penjaga gunung negeri Sarawak, manis si ada dapat dilawan, anak-anak dewa turun kayangan. Putri Sentubuh, putri secinta, penjaga gunung negeri Sarawak, manis si ada dapat dilawan, anak-anak dewa turun kayangan.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause, please. A welcoming performance that portrays Sarawak's unity in diversity. Thank you very much to the dancers from Majlis Seni Sarawak. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawak maju makmur, salam segulai sejalai. Our guest of honor, the Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. The Honourable Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia bin Awang Nassar, Speaker of Sarawak State Legislative Assembly. The Honorable Fahmi Fazil, Minister of Communications. The Honorable Dato' Sri Haji Julaihi bin Haji Narawi, Minister for Utility and Telecommunications, Sarawak. The Honorable Dato' Abdullah bin Haji Saidol, Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and Sarawak Public Communication Unit, and the Conference Chair. Yang terhormat Bapak Raden Sigit Widjaksono, Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia. The Honorable Deputy Ministers, Yang berbahagia Datuk Hee Chang Ki, Deputy State Secretary of Sarawak for Operation, representing Sarawak State Secretary. Our distinguished guests, distinguished speakers, heads of department, conference delegates, participants, our media entourage, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the opening ceremony of Sarawak Media Conference 2024. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, so as to pray for blessings for today's ceremony, it is now with great pleasure to invite Al-Fadil Ustaz Haji Said Abdul Aziz bin Wan Yusuf to recite the doa. Falyatafaddal mashkura, majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم يا الله يا رحمن ويا رحيم يا الله, the most gracious and the most benevolent, we seek your grace in this official opening of Sarawak Media Conference 2024 by the Right Honorable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. All praises be to you, Ya Allah, for the success of all that we had planned, our aims and objectives in them. Bless all the participants and those who are here with us with tranquility and openness into the best of this cause. Ya Allah, who understands the finest mysteries, grant this auspicious occasion thy guidance and bring us forth fruitful findings and meaningful resolutions for the future of our country and humanity. Allahumma ya dal jalali wal ikram. We pray to thee that Sarawak be blessed with peace, prosperity, stability and progress forever. May our leaders be blessed with thy guidance. Grant us protection from enemies and may mutual understanding and affection with our friends be ever prevailing for universal peace and harmony. Allahumma ya Allah, ya Aziz wa ya Ghaffar. Ya Allah, lead in our hearts with sincerity and patience in order to achieve our goals, and let us serve others with untoward services, and may we be under your protection in all things that we do. Protect us from doing wrong and be wrong. Let us be conscious of the day on which we shall be brought back to you, when every human being shall be repaid in full for what he or she has earned, and may we be those who obtain victory in this life and the world hereafter. Allahumma Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adhaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Jazakallahu khairan kathira. Our highest appreciation and thank you very much to Al-Fadil Ustaz Haji Said Abdul Aziz bin Wan Yusuf. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor to welcome the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak as our guest of honor for today's grand occasion, the opening ceremony of Sarawak Media Conference 2024. Thank you, sir. Your kind presence and support is greatly appreciated and inspiration indeed to all our media players and entourage in this room. Alhamdulillah, hadirin, sama-sama kita berikan tepukan yang gemuruh kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, the 21st century witnessed a rapid evolution of new media, fueled by advances in digital technology and the internet. This has transformed the way you and I and any individuals obtain, consume, and engage with information. And with the theme, Evolution of Media in the Digital Era, this conference marked the beginning of Sarawak media's evolution in line with the current trends and technologies. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to have more insights on the inaugural Sarawak Media Conference 2024, please welcome on stage the Honourable Dato' Abdullah bin Haji Saidul, Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and Sarawak Public Communication Unit UKAS, and the Conference Chair to present his welcoming remarks. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Going through my speech, I think the MC took half of what I'm supposed to say already. The Right Honourable Dato' Peti Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak, the Honourable Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Aspia bin Awang Nasar, Speaker of Sarawak State Legislative Assembly, the Honourable Yang Berhormat Ahmad Fahmi bin Muhammad Fazil, Minister of Communications, the Honourable Datuk Sri Haji Julaihi bin Haji Narawi, Minister of Utility and Telecommunications Sarawak, a fan of Manchester City, hard luck. The Honourable Datuk Sri Roland Sagah is not around, he's not able to attend. The Honourable Deputy Ministers of Sarawak, Yang Berhormat His Excellency Bapak Radin Sigit Wijasono, the Consulate of Indonesia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Hee Chan Hiki, Deputy State Secretary, representing the State Secretary. Distinguished guests, Head of Departments, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, this is my third term as a member of Assembly. I'm also has been the chairman of backbenchers, debating in the Dun. I've done a lot of public speaking in the past, but in this particular event, I have been truly nervous for the last few days. Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, sir. So, I'm appearing before an audience whom I describe and perceive as the Lionel Messi, the Ronaldo, and the Tiger Woods of the media fraternity. It took me 3 nights ago to think about it. I'm appearing before the people who read lots of books, who are very articles about many things surrounding them, who are very articulate in their writings and the analysis of surroundings. And here I am thinking what to talk before them. But of course, like what people said, life has to go on. Of course, I'm glad to announce Manchester United beat Man City last night 2-1. Why I need to mention that? Because for your information, frequently came to Yang Muhammad Premier's house, and he read definitely a lot of books almost every month. And among the books that I took from his shelf, I almost stole it, but of course I seek his permission to take it, is the biography of Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah. So, and then the books, in between the pages, there's marks, the bookmarks, and also he highlight. So I took the opportunity to look what are those things that he highlight in that book. Among other things, I see that the leaderships of Alex Ferguson, playing as a team, making bold decisions, sometimes not very popular, but deemed necessary and appropriate. So all this kind, all this he highlighted, it's just for me to understand his state of mind as our leader in Sarawak. Of course, first of all, sir, Yang Muhammad, sir, I wish to humbly acknowledge your presence and honor to welcome the Right Honourable Premier to the Sarawak Media Conference 2024, which was very much agreed and supported by him when it was mooted to be held for the first time here in Sarawak. Probably not many aware, today is Sunday, and most of the time, if you are lucky, you'll meet Premier cycling around the library. So he used to do that too on Sunday. Basically, the Right Honourable Premier, sir, was of the view that the media roles and participations are equally pertinent and essential within the ongoing implementation scheme of Sarawak roadmap towards achieving a developed and high income status and the path to economic transformations. Of course, at the same time, I'm pleased to welcome participants from outside Sarawak, sahabat-sahabat daripada Semenanjung, notable 300 members of the media fraternity, mostly journalists, especially from the 19 special guests from Cambodia, Qatar, Indonesia, China, Japan, Kuwait, Brunei, Philippines, France, Timor-Leste, Vietnam, and Korea. Coming here to the land of Hornbill, to our diversity of colors and cultures. And this year, we are also hosting for the first time the Hawana, Hari Wartawan National, which is the National Journalist Day 2024. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the landscape of media has undergone a remarkable evolutions, shaped by the rapid advancements of technology and the changing preferences of our audiences. In this digital age, where information flows seamlessly across borders and platforms, the role of media in shaping narrative, fostering dialogue, and driving change has never been more crucial. In view of such known to all unavoidable occurrences, the chosen theme for this media conference is the evolutions of media in the digital era. Sarawak, with its rich cultural heritage and diverse communities, stand at the intersections of traditions and innovations. Our media industry has embraced digital technologies to amplify voices, tells compelling stories, and connect the audiences with meaningful ways. From traditional print media to dynamic outline platforms, we have witnessed the paradigm shift that has redefined how we consume and interact with information. As we navigate this digital landscape, we are confronted with both opportunities and challenges. The democratizations of content creations has empowered individuals and communities to share their stories globally, fostering inclusivity and diversity in media representations. However, this digital revolution also brings forth issues of misinformation, digital divides, and ethical considerations that demands our intentions and collaborations. In Sarawak, we recognize the importance of vibrant and responsible media ecosystem. We are committed to supporting media professionals, fostering innovations, and promoting media literacy to ensure that our media landscape remain dynamic, inclusive, and ethical. Through strategic partnership, investment in digital infrastructure, and capacity building initiative, we aim to harness the full potential of digital media for the benefit of our society and economy. Our goal is not just to adapt to the digital era, but to thrive in leveraging technology to tell our stories, preserve our heritage, and drive sustainable development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my basic understanding of the reasoning and concern of why the Right Honourable Premier was so passionate about wanting to acknowledge active participations and engagement with the media, which he deemed crucial in realizing the Sarawak government digital economy agenda, is basically to narrow and to reduce the information gaps between the citizens or the people at large and the government. My definition of his rationale brings me to the notions of participatory communications, which basically means the process of dialogue based on respecting and recognizing others, on equity, social justice, and the participations of all people. Now, the term is participatory communications. I'm not coming from the media practice. Neither I have any experience as a journalist before. But in coincide with the National Journalist Day, I spoke to a few senior journalists, and one particular journalist I must acknowledge today, and I wish to quote his ideas and his writing about participatory communications. Mr. Toman Mamora, is he around? So allow me to acknowledge your ideas about it and quote, among others. He wrote, "Development is generally conceived as an integral, multi-dimensional and dialectic process of varies from one society or community to another and from one period to another. In view of such plurality, there is no universal path to development which can be suitably applied to all communities. When you include the crucial term participatory and communication in the description, the notion of people-centric power emerges as a driving force for progress. The idea of human factors are the foundation of development is central to the discussions of the subject. This means that, among other things, actions that contribute to development include enhancing the socio-economic well-being of a community and consequently addressing the dynamic that are important in moving the community's course of progress to a higher level in tandem with the needs and aspirations of its members on a sustainable basis. This includes creating a well-organized, engaging social network, cooperating with the government agencies on development projects, and assuming accountability for and ownership of community activities. Now, all these emphasize the importance of dialogic communication dynamic, and particularly communications power as key component that characterize democratism. This very difficult to pronounce, just democratization, and drive community development. So in a nutshell, in light of the growing democratizations of political processes, there has been a renewed determination to enhance public's engagement within the framework of development programs. It is a defining feature of participatory communication, social and economic changes are transforming rural communities. How the communities respond to and deal with these changes depend not only on economic performance, the delivery of services and the maintenance of infrastructure and utilities. It also relies on local people in the community using the resources in new ways, working cooperatively, improving network, mobilizing existing skill, and putting innovative ideas into actions. Participation is the key word. Such openness of space for communication between citizens and the authorities on matters pertaining to social and economic development, especially poverty reductions, is becoming an integral part of political and cultural life of several developing countries, based on the studies by the World Bank on reconstructions and development under its communications for governance and accountability programs. Now we gathered here today, let us engage in a meaningful discussion, exchange insight, and chart a course that embraces the evolutions of media while staying true to our respective common values of decency and aspirations as the community of the world. Before I end my speech, again, Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, it's truly an honor to have you here on Sunday. Yang Berhormat Speaker, Menteri-Menteri dan Timbalan Menteri, and also all our guests from outside Kuching. You're very much welcome here, and please come again. And I hope and pray that Yang Berhormat Premier will agree to organize this again in the bigger scale next year. You have met him a couple of times at the office asking for budget. It was initially very small, and I asked, come again, plead for extra, otherwise to pay the dancers. And then we get extra, and then, you know, we got the whole venue, and tonight we're going to have dinners with Tuan Yang Utama Governor, and also hopefully Yang Berhormat Fahmi. Yesterday we bet, and he said, MU have no chance. Now you have to give us budget for next year too. So, before I end, allow me, on behalf of myself and family and the organizers, thank you very much, and also wish all my Dayak friends, ini dah hari yang ke-25, kalau orang Melayu kata malam 7 liko, tu hari Gawai, hari Gawai Dayak, happy Gawai celebration, kayu guru kena nyamai, menuang menua, and I pray all of us didoakan semoga sentiasa dirahmati with peaceful mind and soul, great health and pleasant days ahead. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Terima kasih, our highest appreciation, and thank you very much to the Honourable Dr. Abdullah bin Haji Saido, Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and UCAS, and the Conference Chair. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to invite you to please focus your attention to the screen for this video presentation. Let's all take a look. there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sarawak Tourism Board's a getaway to Borneo video presentation. Well, seeing is believing. Sarawak is home to a total of 34 ethnic groups from diverse races, religions and backgrounds living in peace and harmony under one roof. And perhaps some of our international delegates are from the UK, Indonesia, Cambodia, Philippines, Korea, Timor-Leste, Vietnam and Brunei Darussalam who are here with us. And also friends from the West Malaysia and Sabah may have seen that video just now before they got to experience Kuching Sarawak right here, right now. Well, thanks to that video, it serves as one of many platforms that showcase Sarawak worldwide. And it demonstrates how quickly media evolves in today's digital world and how it always helps in delivering the current and reliable data. Alhamdulillah. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our next highlight, that is the opening address by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. So please put your hands together to welcome on stage the Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Suhari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, very good morning. Salam sejahtera, salam Sarawak maju dan makmur. Salam segulai sejalai. Yang berhormat saudara Tan Sri Datuk Amar Muhammad Asfia Wang Nasar, Speaker Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak. Yang berhormat saudara rakan saya Ahmad Fahmi bin Muhammad Fadil, Menteri Komunikasi Malaysia. Yang berhormat Saudara Datuk Seri Haji Julaihi bin Haji Narawi, Menteri Utiliti dan Komunikasi Sarawak. Yang berhormat Saudara Datuk Abdullah bin Haji Saidul, a lawyer turned journalist dalam kerjaan saya, dan juga pengurusi conference ini. Seterusnya rakan-rakan timbalan menteri, dep jemputan, rakan-rakan kita dari luar negara, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertama, saya mengucap terima kasih dan tinggi penghargaan kepada pihak penganjur iaitu Sarawak Media Conference 2024 kerana menjemput saya pada pagi ini dan seterusnya memberi saya penghormatan untuk meresmikan the inaugural Media Conference Sarawak 2024. Saya mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan tahniah dan syabas kepada mereka kerana dapat menganjurkan persidangan pada tahun ini. Saya juga ingin mengucapkan selamat datang kepada wartawan-wartawan sama ada dalam negeri dan juga luar negara, especially the distinguished speakers for coming over to Sarawak and to present your views in the midst of evolution in the communication and press industry. Saya percaya bahawa persidangan ini akan memberi beberapa input baru dan juga mungkin idea baru dalam kita menghadapi cabaran dalam transformasi yang sedang berlaku bukan saja di Malaysia tetapi juga di rantau dan juga di seluruh dunia. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like only to share my views in this inaugural conference in relation to the transformation of news as well as the mode of reporting news and the challenges we are facing. First, there are only three issues that I want to share. One is, of course, the digital era. Number two is the question of challenges we face as a result of this transformation. And the three, how you want to cope with these challenges. As for the first issue of evolution of the press, as you know, after the war, our friends in the media industry, their companion was typewriter, Olivetti typewriter or other typewriters. Whenever they got news, they just used their typewriter to narrate or to write something that's happening around them. After which, you know, the typewriter is dead, virtually dead. It's transformed by using computers. And that's where the computer become the friend of our media practitioners. And after that, it gains, raised to another level, that is internet, the digital era. And the friends of our media practitioners is not only from computer, but now to the laptop. And laptop is the tool to disseminate views, to disseminate happenings, at the same time to get the feedback. And these are the three transformative tools that has affected the disbursement or the information that we have to give to our readers. Now, as a result of that, we can get our news at the tip of the finger. Even in our bedroom, you have the CNN telling you the global news. You have the Al Jazeera also giving you another perspective of the views. You have the BBC with you. You have the CNBC giving you the stock market. What is the rate of Malaysian ringgit against the dollar? And you have CNA. I know MediaCorp is here. We are also being your CNA. And these are coming to your room every second. And this, the whole news item have to be comprehended by your single brain. If your brain is not that effective, you may be succumb to certain news that may not be that true, that may not be valid. And therefore, the mode of giving news today is different from what we heard before. And this is indeed a challenge to us. And as you know, at the tip, every second, you will be given the news of what's happening throughout the world. Why Southeast Asia become important now? Why there is a tension in Southeast Asia? What happened to Europe? What happened to US? Even the election in US, we are monitoring. Actually, it's nothing to do with us, but yet, the news are there. Whether you like it or not, you have to listen. And you have to articulate what is the content of the news. In other words, the digital era has really changed the whole landscape of media industry. And as a result, the second subject that I want to share with you are the challenges that we are facing. With all this, it becomes a challenge. Some are good, some are not that good, some will give you an idea how to counter it. Those that are not good, you have to counter it. Those that are good, you accept it. But then there is no such thing as 100% acceptance. We must be within a parameter of how you articulate the information that is given to us. And this is a challenge because the mind is influenced by the input. The mind is more or less there with the input given to the mind. So it depends on your background, how you can analyze, at the same time to give a fair conclusion. This challenge is indeed getting more sophisticated because of the chip, CHIP. What is happening in your laptop, what is happening in your TV terminal, all because of chip. The memory of the chip and the chip technology give you the tool for you to get that sort of information. What is the challenge now is artificial intelligence, because the chip can adjust the content. More so, when we are about to talk about artificial intelligence, you have another level of AI. It's generative AI. And this generative AI is going to be a real challenge to us. As you know, I am speaking in English. Through AI, generative AI, real time can be translated into any language. Bahasa Malaysia, Mandarin, Spanish, any language at real time. And your image can also be shown with your lips as if you are speaking in that language. The problem is whether the content is real or not, because the AI, generative AI, can, at the same time, Abdullah Saidul was talking of misinformation. It can manufacture other facts within the real content. And this is a challenge. I saw a documentary where he has a dog, anjing lah. Dia pergi keluar rumah. He went out of the house to do shopping. And he left the dog in the house. He came back. He touched the head of the dog. You know, because he's pet. He touched the head of the dog. And the dog mumbled something. No, the dog barking. And then I saw that document translating the voice of the dog into a language. He says, everything in the house is okay, telling the master. Because the mind has been, the mind, the generative AI can translate the voice of the dog into literal language. Mind you, if this happens, they will also read our mind. We cannot say no, because that is what's happening now with what we call generative AI. In other words, the chips will determine mankind. The way we live, the way we govern, and the way we interact. In other words, I just share to me, interactive AI can be good, but man being man can misuse the AI. So that becomes a challenge to the new mass media industry in the years ahead. Number two, our challenge is space dominance. Satellite communication and signal is an integral part of communication. And it has to be in the space. I just wonder why people are now, Elon Musk, other nations are doing research on how to send, to the orbit, and also the question of space dominance. And a lot of hardware now depends on signal in the space. And information that we get is through this mode of communication through satellite. CNN, Al Jazeera, all these come to your room because of satellite communication. As a result, people want to control space. We call it space dominance. And this will become one of our challenges in the global media industry. And that is where, against these challenges and the transformation, it is now time for us to have a certain code of ethics that will be a parameter for the media industry globally. Now we are facing climate change. I was in Dubai, COP28. The OPEC and non-OPEC countries, they don't agree on the question of fossil fuel to be phased out. At the end of the day, they only agree on one sentence in their joint communique. They say this is the beginning of the beginning of an end of fossil fuel. Beginning of an end of fossil fuel. Because you have still to maintain fossil fuel as part of energy. And, these are some of the challenges that we're facing. In other words, climate change, we have SDG, and part of this SDG, I think the media industry has to be operated with one global code of ethics in order to make sure that we will use the tool professionally and without misusing the tool for other agenda. I am glad that we are looking, I think, towards that. Malaysia is looking towards that. And I hope the global media industry under the auspices of United Nations must have certain parameter in order to have code of ethics that is acceptable to all the users. Of course, you have your own freedom of speech. Now the question of whether you can really democratize the issue of freedom of speech. But for me, I don't know, that's my belief, there's no such thing as absolute freedom. There must be certain code of ethics. Just like a nation, you run the nation based on your constitution. You cannot go out of that constitution. The same, I think, apply to the global media industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have to be abreast with the current transformation in the media industry. The Sarawak government is backing all the inputs of the media industry in order for us to have a credible information and input as we move forward. Sarawak has PCDS policy to 2030, and the three pillars that are fundamental to Sarawak progress are: one, economic prosperity. We have to grow our economy in tandem with what's going on globally or regionally. Number two is social inclusivity, meaning engagement with your stakeholders. Of course, Sarawak now is recognized or being recognized by the World Bank as a high income state based on our GNI income. But we want to transform that to our common people. That is the general Sarawakian. In other words, we have to increase their income, particularly when they are lacking in infrastructure. Number three is environmental sustainability. There must be a balance in the way we run our economy. That is Sarawak government objective, and it includes, of course, the media industry. Communication is important. Finally, there is a book called Hypernomics. I'm sure you have read this book, Hypernomics. The author is, I don't know how to pronounce his name, D-O-U-G. To pronounce dog, nanti orang kata dia anjing. Doug Howard. Hypernomics, it says that when you articulate things, you have to go beyond the conventional articulation, beyond the normal dimension. Even to run economy, our economy, you have to look on the new ideas beyond the conventional ideas. So ladies and gentlemen, I think the same apply with the media industry. And this conference, I hope you will expand the horizon for you to analyze things. You know, journalists, they have their own columns. But today you have also documentary in our TV that people say picture tells you 1,000 words. Documentary also give you a lot of new inputs. Against that background, I wish the conference all success. Thank you very much.
And inspiring words of wisdom. Thank you very much to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. And now may we invite our guest of honour to please remain on stage for the symbolic launching of Sarawak Media Conference 2024. And joining him on stage, dipersilakan our distinguished guest at the front row. Also joining us is Yang Berbahagia Datuk Seri Wong Chun Wai, the Chairman of Bernama. Dipersilakan, gentlemen, please. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for. Dipersilakan our guest of honor, accompanied by our distinguished guest, to the launching podium. And to grace the inaugural Sarawak Media Conference 2024, may we invite our guest of honor, the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak, to please kindly place his signature onto the official plaque. Untuk itu, dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
Sorry, I said irresponsible reporting, but it depends on the level of standard and background of the journalist.
Welcome the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak to Sarawak Media Conference 2024. Salam Sarawak Kusayan and Sarawak Maju Makmur. My name is Diane, your AI host for today, and I will be showing you the journey of media evolution throughout the years. Printed media were once the cornerstone of information, delivering news to communities far and wide. Newspaper, magazines and posters. Next, the emergence of radio changed the game, as voices and sound bringing news and entertainment directly into people's homes. Television revolutionized media consumption, providing a visual feast for audiences. And now, in the digital age, social media and the internet have transformed how we interact with information. With just a tap, Malaysia boasts a diverse media landscape. The recent launch of the Malaysian Code of Ethics for Journalists in February 2024 demonstrates a commitment to maintain professional standards in the digital age. However, challenges cloud this optimistic outlook. The rise of social media, while empowering citizen journalism and expands access to information, also facilitates the spread of misinformation and fake news. The rapid circulation of unsubstantiated content online erodes public trust in legitimate journalism. Discerning truth from fiction becomes increasingly difficult, especially for audiences unfamiliar with fact-checking techniques. This lack of trust in mainstream media, fueled by concerns about the proliferation of fake news, has led to media fragmentation. Despite these challenges, there are glimmers of hope. Media agencies continue to uphold and persevere with its work ethics, carving out a space for critical, investigative journalism. All stakeholders, including the government, are playing their part towards elevating the Malaysian media landscape. Thank you for being here with me, and please enjoy your time at Sarawak Media Conference 2024.
Terima kasih Dayang, our AI host. And yes, Sarawak Media Conference 2024 is now official, ladies and gentlemen, with the theme Evolution of Media in the Digital Era. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our next highlight, that is the presentation of souvenirs to our distinguished speakers to be presented by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. A total of 7 speakers are invited to this inaugural Sarawak Media Conference, and they are, dipersilakan, Yang Berusaha Puan Saidatul Ashikin binti Abu Hassan, Head Centre for Communications Safety Department of the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. Dipersilakan. And next, may we invite Professor Charlie Beckett, Department of Media and Communications, the London School of Economics and Political Science of United Kingdom. And next, put your hands together for Mr. Augustine Anthivan, Media and Communications Advisor, Chief Trainer of Singapore Media Academy, Media Corps of Singapore. And next, may we invite on stage, persilakan our next speaker, Associate Professor Jasper Kaur.
Baik, sebentar saja tadi baru sahaja berlangsung penyempurnaan Majlis SMAC 2024 yang disempurnakan oleh Premier Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg yang sedikit sebanyak memberi perkongsian tentang bagaimana media harus bergerak ke hadapan seiring era digital dan bagaimana cabaran-cabaran era digital pada ketika ini perlu diatasi seiring zaman kemodenan. Baik, sebelum kita mengakhiri acara kita pada tengah hari ini, kita bersama dengan pengarah UKAS Samuel Simon. Baik, Sir, boleh masuk dalam kamera bersama dengan saya. Baik, mungkin boleh kongsikan sedikit sebanyak pandangan Tuan mengenai bagaimana SMAC 2024 boleh memberi impak yang baik kepada media di Sarawak.
Okey, terima kasih TVS. Jadi pada pagi ini kita menyaksikan baru saja Majlis Perasmian SMAC ataupun Sarawak Media Conference 2024 di mana antara tajuk-tajuk yang dibentangkan adalah tentang AI ataupun Artificial Intelligence. Dan ini merupakan satu evolusi media ke arah digital dan seperti kita sedia maklum bahawa inilah cabaran media masa kini sebab Artificial Intelligence dia boleh membawa kepada kebaikan dan juga keburukan. Jadi tetapi sebagai orang media yang biasanya lah orang media ni dilatih untuk menjadi media orang ataupun pemberita yang beretika, dia berlainan dengan netizen yang tidak ada diberi latihan apa-apa pun dalam kewartawanan. Jadi ini satu beza. Jadi cabarannya adalah AI lah. Dia boleh seperti yang diumum oleh Premier tadi, generative AI, dia boleh mengubahkan percakapan seseorang itu dalam pelbagai bahasa dan boleh juga mengubah apakah yang akan disebutkan oleh seseorang itu. Jadi ini adalah yang bahayanya lah jika orang nak membuat manipulasikan seseorang pemimpin ataupun sesiapa saja, ia boleh mengubahkan apa yang disebut oleh seseorang itu. Dan ini satu cabaran kita dalam menghadapi dunia AI. Ya.
Terima kasih Encik Samuel Simon untuk perkongsian pada tengah hari ini. Baik, perkongsian itu tadi menutup tirai acara kita pada tengah hari ini. Saya mengucapkan di kesempatan ini, saya ingin mengucapkan selamat Hari Wartawan Nasional Hawana 2024 kepada semua pengamal media di seluruh Malaysia dan khususnya di Sarawak. Sekian dari saya, Odlin Katani dan juru kamera Zaim Zarfan untuk TVS. Kembali semula ke studio.